Hello again everyone, Saka here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We are here at Ramp 55 in San Francisco and it is a lovely day here in the East Bay. We are going to be flying to Las Vegas today. We have the baggage ready to go and the catering being loaded up. Unfortunately, the jetway decided to not extend or at least get into the building, so we really don't have any way into our 747, but we'll convince someone to let us aboard as we're the pilot in this piece and we need to get going, so I will see you in the cockpit. Alright, first order of business is getting our FMC set up, so we are at KSFO and we are actually at gate 55 if it wants to be so specific, and we will go ahead and plot a quick route to Las Vegas, get our basic clearance. Then there are 16 waypoints between here and there that we are going to be following today. Let's go ahead and execute that plan so we can get our flight plan. 359 miles as the crow flies, but we are going to be using some waypoints today, but we'll go ahead and get our clearance.
San Francisco ground, Saka 1 Heavy IFR to Las Vegas, ready to copy.
We'll make sure that we can set our transponder.
Saka 1 Heavy is cleared to Las Vegas Airport as filed.
Leet!
Takeoff runway 28 right climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure frequency is 120.9ers clock 7337.
Alright, so we're squawking 7337. We'll be at 7,000 feet. And we'll go ahead and plug in a 28 right departure. I don't know exactly which star we're going to be using. We'll just go to our flight plan mode here. Plug in 28 right, and I'll go ahead and get all the waypoints set up for this runway and get our route.
Contact ground on 121.8 when ready to taxi.
Alright, flight plan is in. One interesting thing that we're going to be doing is flying out to Norm and then making a right turn to CCR. I could probably get rid of that waypoint, but that's what Flight Simulator loaded, and I don't want to chance it too awful much, but we'll be flying a little bit north and then making that cut southeast towards Las Vegas about right here. So I think we are all set up and ready to go. Let's go ahead and get our APU on. Get this thing started up. Auto power select. Turn on the APU.
Ground, SkyWest 5281, request taxi to the gate.
And then we'll get all of our fuel pumps on. Get ready to go and then turn both beacon lights on and wait for that APU to start. Once we're on APU power, we can request the pushback and then get ready for taxi. Alright, APU power is on. Let's go ahead and get ground service to get us a pushback.
San Francisco ground, Saka 1 Heavy requesting pushback.
And right now we'll just go straight for now. I think we'll be okay. And then of course we'll have to keep that menu up so we can tell them to stop pushback whenever we are ready. As soon as the pushback starts, we will go ahead and start engine 4 and engine 1. And everything should be gravy. Alright, pushback is commencing. We'll go ahead and start engine 4 and engine 1. And then go ahead and get that fuel pumping in. And we'll be ready to stop pushback here shortly. Alright, so we've got good start on engine 4 and 1. Let's go ahead and start engine 3 and 2. Alright, looks like we have a good engine start. That's one good thing about Flight Sim is we can stand right in here and take a look and see, yeah, engines are spinning. Alright, solid engine start indeed. Let's go ahead and get that APU off since we'll be on regular engine power. We'll go ahead and turn on taxi lights since we'll be ready to go here. Turn on all of our lights and go ahead and get our taxi clearance. I'm not sure if we're going to run into any icing, but I'll turn those to auto just in case, and we will wait for these guys to, here we go, sweet.
San Francisco ground, Saka 1 Heavy ready to taxi IFR.
Saka 1 Heavy taxi to and hold short of runway 28 right by taxiway Alpha Foxtrot 1 cross runway 19er, right Foxtrot 1 cross runway 1 right Foxtrot 1 Foxtrot cross runway 28 left Charlie. Contact tower on 120.51 ready.
That's a lot of cross, but we should be okay. All right, we will acknowledge at taxi clearance.
Taxi to and hold short runway.
And it
28
looks like
right,
we are
using
going
taxiway
that
Alpha
way.
Foxtrot, 1 cross runway, 19er right Foxtrot, 1 cross runway, 1 right Foxtrot, 1 Foxtrot, cross runway, 28 left Charlie, Saka 1 heavy.
All right, we'll go ahead and get flaps 10 in and start making our way. So I will see you for the lineup.
120.51 ready.
All right, on the back side of the airport here, we'll be crossing runway 28 left for 28 right, it seems. I think 28 right was where we were going. Don't look like any traffic is on the approach, just looking left, looking right. Everything is clear. We are running with AI traffic, so it's based on real world events. So as of now, looks like San Francisco is kind of quiet. There's a few planes that requested taxi, but looks like we'll be #1 for takeoff here. I have my AI compatriot handling the comms, so as soon as we get to the hold short markers here on 28 right, she should take over.
San Francisco Tower, Saka 1 heavy at runway 28 right ready for takeoff IFR to Las Vegas.
Saka 1 heavy cleared for takeoff runway 28 right.
Cleared for takeoff runway 28 right Saka 1 heavy.
All right, RTO is on for our rejected takeoff. We've turned off our taxi lights as well. We'll be making our left turn onto the runway here. Careful not to touch the brake as that sort of resets the rejected takeoff. So we'll do a slow roll here to make sure we get lined up. I have autopilot set to automatically hold runway heading and to climb at 2,000 feet per minute. We're only going up to 7,000, and I'm going to request flight level 340 as soon as we get there. But it looks like we are lining up nice and easy, real respectable like, and let's hit it. State, 99% on the engines. Will be at V1 speed shortly. Looks like 166 is V1. And we'll be able to rotate on out of here.
V1.
And rotate. Nose lifts off. We'll pull back just a little bit. Gear up. And flaps up to 5. All right, good positive rate. We'll go ahead and turn on the autopilot.
Contact Norcal departure on 120.9.
And turn on LNAV. So we should be heading out to
120.9
norm.
for Saka 1 heavy.
And we'll go ahead and increase that vertical speed up to
Norcal departure,
2,500.
Saka 1 heavy is climbing through 900 feet for 7,000 feet.
And speed to 250.
Saka 1 heavy Norcal departure continue as planned. Altimeter 30.20.
3020, and we weren't able to get onto the Asus, so that's why the altimeter setting is a little bit off. Whoa. And we'll go flaps 1. And there's 3020. Now, while we're climbing, I'm going to go ahead and request a flight out level increase here by 10,000 feet.
Norcal departure, Saka 1 heavy. Request flight level 270.
Saka 1 heavy climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Expect flight level 270.
Now, I'm hoping what's going to happen is once we get closer to 7,000 feet,
Climb and maintain
they'll go ahead and clear us for
7,000
higher.
Expect flight level 270 Saka 1 heavy.
But yeah, it looks like we're above the clouds already. So nice solid takeoff here. There's the Bay Area. Very cool indeed. So we do have a little bit of clouds here. Temperature outside is a +4 degrees Celsius, so no icing as of yet. But holding fast, looks like we have a little bit of time before we get to norm, and then we're going to be making a very sharp turnaround, basically. We're flying out over the Pacific, and we're going to be making a sharp turn to get back onto our flight plan. Before I forget, I'll go ahead and set auto brakes to 3 for our arrival into Vegas. We don't know where we're going to be coming into Las Vegas at as far as the runway is concerned. So we'll just let ATC tell us what we're doing as far as that's concerned, plug in the approach when we get a little bit closer, and we are going to continue to climb. Alright, just cleared for 17. We'll go ahead and set our altimeter. And since it's going to be a little bit before we reach the 17,000 feet, we'll go ahead and request the last 7,000 feet of our climb to get us up to flight level 340.
Departure, Saka, 1 heavy. Request flight level 340.
Alright, so it looks like we have a waypoint
17,000 feet, expect flight level 340.
straight ahead. Not sure what that's all about, but a few miles away. Looks like we also have traffic to our 3 o'clock. Can't really see them. They may be higher, maybe lower. But we will continue to climb up through 10,000. And once we start getting more oriented past 10,000, then we'll pick up the speed and get up to about 350 on the indicated airspeed. Alright, so LNAV wasn't turning us as quick as I would have liked. We were actually continuing to fly away from our user mark here. So I've put heading select in for heading 103. That's where the computer says it's going to be. Once we get back onto our flight path, I'll re-engage the LNAV. And then once we get pointed in the right direction, I'll pick up the speed. Definitely do not want to be picking up a whole lot of speed while we're trying to turn. We want maximum turning authority here, but a nice view of the Pacific and the clouds over San Francisco. Right, flying back over the airport here, 10 miles back over San Francisco. We'll be passing the standard pressure. And hopefully, once we pass over the airfield, we will be finally heading to our next point at CCR. It kind of looks like it's going to divert us to Pitts. So, you know, we'll just roll with the punches. As long as we start heading east, I am happy with that. Alright, now we are over the airfield. CCR is our next intended waypoint, 27 miles away. So now we're cooking with gas. Once we start our straight on towards CCR, we'll pick up the speed and finally get underway. Alright, speed is set. We're getting buffeted around a bit on our way to CCR, but one good thing is going to be right here. That wind is going to be going right along our flight path, and at 91 knots, we're going to be picking up a massive tailwind, and that is going to take us all the way to OAL before we have to make a southerly turn. And we're almost cleared to flight level 340 once we get closer to 29,000 here. So any moment we should be cleared for flight level 340, and now we're turning towards Pitts. And it's not the Pitts, because we are going to be making that turn and we are going to be picking up massive ground speed. Alright, almost to flight level 340 at the top of climb, and it's a pretty cloudy day up here. In between San Francisco and Las Vegas, looking left and looking right. Clouds as far as the eye can see, but we must be over a pretty strong storm system because we've got 106 knot tailwind. And once our nose starts dropping and we start leveling out here and really picking up our speed, our ground speed is going to climb, possibly even past 600 knots. So that is hauling the mail for sure. Usually I see 490 to 530 depending on the crosswind. So to see 600 ground speed is going to be crazy sauce. Yeah, we've crossed into Mach territory. Actually, we don't want to overstress the aircraft. We'll drop it down to say 320 indicated airspeed knots. And yeah, we're going to be plus 604 over the ground. Yeah, we're going to be in Vegas in no time. Just checking the weather radar below us. We're over Murph heading for CFVGJ. past Nickel, OAL, and LIDAT, and it looks like that is the edge of this storm system. So the Las Vegas approach might be pretty clear, but we're definitely flying over some interesting weather for sure. Glad we're not descending into that. Although long-range radar is showing a little bit of precipitation in Vegas, but as we get closer, that may change. So we will just hope for some clear skies and some light winds in Las Vegas. Alright, as you saw from that external shot, the clouds are just tickling our belly. Pretty tall, and we're getting rocked pretty hard. And like I said, we're flying right over that strongest part of this storm system. But there's light at the end of the tunnel, thankfully. It kind of looks like just through these clouds here is the opening we so need and desire to get some stable air around here. Alright, clear skies and desert out in front of us. We have left the rough clouds behind. Yeah, looking out to the left, you can see that front. I don't know if that's moving from west to east, but pretty vicious looking from afar. One thing that we're going to have is, as we make this right turn from OAL to LIDAT, that wind will be blowing us from right to left, so we won't be flying as quickly as we used to, but we can see our decel point less than 160 miles out. Las Vegas isn't too far further than that. We might actually be able to see Las Vegas off of our nose as we make this right turn. It may be nuzzled in right behind those hills back there, not sure, but everything is looking good, and yeah, we should be descending in about 10 to 15 minutes.
Heavy descend and maintain flight level 230.
Alright, there is our descend order.
Descend and maintain flight level 230, Saka 1 Heavy.
Down to 230, we'll descend at 2,000 feet per minute.
Center on 125.75.
Let's see, and that was 23,000 feet. As you can see, we've lost about 85 knots thanks to that crosswind that we're currently fighting. But getting the descent in before BTY should be nice and easy. And yeah, hopefully we can clear these mountains. Hopefully we don't get steered into them. Microsoft Flight Simulator, at least in Las Vegas, likes to fly you directly into the mountains with the air traffic control. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that for sure. Alright, almost to flight level 230. I imagine they may give us another descend order, or they may even give us our approach, as we're 76 miles out. I'm hoping for runway 26. That thing is 14,000 feet long, so, you know, gives us a lot of room to play. So we'll just see if they give us the descend here. Las Vegas would be right behind, yeah, this big old rocky cliff over here. I'm hoping our approach sends us sort of that way, or maybe more to the left. We'll just have to see where they vector us to and see if any of this altitude changes once we get there.
Saka 1 Heavy descend and maintain 13,000 feet.
Alright, so 13 it is, so we'll go ahead and
Descend
hold.
and maintain 13,000 feet. Saka 1 Heavy.
And then get this altitude dropping. We'll go 2,000. And we'll get to 13. And what we'll do is we'll slow down to 250 so we can be ready to drop right into below 10,000. Hopefully we can also get another altimeter reading when we get below 18,000. That's going to be a thing that we can do. So yeah, set up nicely for this approach. And hopefully we can get a good runway out of this.
Saka 1 Heavy, you are 60 miles northwest.
Here we go.
Descend and maintain 9,800 feet. Expect ILS runway 26 right approach via Bravo Lima Delta transition. Cleared to Bravo Lima Delta.
All right, 26 right with the Bravo Lima Delta transition.
Descend and maintain 9,800 feet. Expect ILS runway 26 right approach via Bravo Lima Delta transition. Cleared to Bravo Lima Delta Saka 1 Heavy.
Those mountains look awful high. We might make a right turn and go around them. Yeah, let's just do that and avoid any possibility of running into those mountains. We'll sort of split the middle here and continue down to 10,000.
9,400 feet.
Even though they want 9,400, we'll figure that out once we get past this little range.
Saka 1 Heavy.
All right, looks like we are just on the cusp of speed for flaps. So we'll go flap 1.
Going to 120.45.
Have this slow us down just a bit as we descend.
Saka 1 Heavy, descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Yeah, we're going to stay at 11,000 for
Descend
now.
and maintain 10,000 feet. Saka 1 Heavy.
In fact, this might not be right enough, so we'll continue to work our way around this big honking mountain to our left for sure. Yeah, that would have put us right in that mountain range. Don't want that.
125.6.
All right, 2992, which is standard. We could have kept on standard, but just for shiggles, we'll go 2992, just to be sure that we are indeed on the correct altimeter setting. And once we get around this, we can actually get back onto our flight plan. Yeah, I don't know if I can go to 10,000, but we might as well plug her in. And we'll just do a slow descent, say 500 feet per minute. That way it'll give us a couple minutes to get down to 10,000. And definitely clear of all the rough stuff it looks like. So we'll continue manually rejoining the flight plan here. And if it gets too hairy, I'm just gonna hit the altitude hold button until we clear this guy. All right, 7,600 it is. At Hako, we need to be at 5,400. So once we're over this little hump here, we'll go ahead and start descending a little bit more. It is an interesting lineup here, but we should be clear of all these mountains and we should be coming in. You can see some traffic off of our nose, getting rocked a little bit in close proximity to these mountains, but that is okay. And we'll just get back on this flight plan and follow her on in. All right, that's Las Vegas out our left window. Looks like all the photogrammetry strip is coming in. It might be an interesting approach. Looks like we also have some traffic off of our left wing as well. So the strip is out there, and we're just following this loop on around. Once we get closer to BLD, I'll go ahead and slow down to approach speed and get lined up on Hako. All right, cleared down to 5,400 feet here. And Hako is going to be 5,400, so that will go ahead and get us all set to intercept on Hako. Let's go ahead and make the hard left-hand turn to BLD. We'll also lower our speed down to about 160. And as our speed decreases, we'll start putting in more flaps. Here's flaps 10. Then we want to be at 235 by the time we go to flaps 20. We want to be at 210 when we hit 25. And there we go, and we want to be at 185 when we hit flaps 30.
Saka 1 Heavy cleared to land runway 26 right. Wind 180 at Niner.
All right, 180 at Niner. That's
Clear
going to be
land
coming from
runway
left to
26
right.
right, Saka 1 Heavy.
We're a little low as well. Let's go ahead and get this lined up as best we can. There we go. So now we're back on glide slope and almost lined back up with the runway here. All right, there we are then. And hello, beautiful Las Vegas.
1,000.
All right, 1,000 feet. What I'll do is I'll turn off auto throttle. So when we come down, we can basically just go full idle here. There we go. There's our glide slope back.
500.
Yeah, this thing just wants to keep on climbing here. Is that another plane on the runway?
Saka 1 Heavy go around.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Southwest 6849er cleared for takeoff runway 26 right.
No, you're not. I'm
Saka
on
1 Heavy
approach.
cleared
What are
to
you
land
doing?
Runway 26 right. Wind 179er at 10.
I could turn off the AI traffic, but we're going to see what
Clear
happens
to land
here.
runway 26 right, Saka 1 Heavy.
Yeah, he just cleared me to land. All right, gear down. I don't know what y'all want me
runway
to do.
26 right southwest 6849er.
1,000.
I still don't see the traffic though.
121.1 for Alaska 1426.
Yeah, Alaska, you better hold. All right, smooth approach. Should be okay. Got the lights of Las Vegas, nice sunset going on here. Yeah, much smoother approach this time around. That is for show.
500.
Oh, geez, there's the plane.
400.
Coming over the top there, Alaska. This is braking like
Saka
every
1
rule
Heavy
of the
go
book.
around.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, another interesting approach here. We have Spirit Wings in front of us, cleared to land. If we get the go around this time, I'm
American 2641 at
just
runway
going to
26
turn
right,
off
ready for
AI
takeoff
traffic.
IFR to Los Angeles. American 2641 hold short runway 26 right. Traffic is generic on upwind.
All right, little low. Let's
Las
put in
Vegas
some
Tower,
throttle.
Southwest 27851, 2 miles east inbound ILS runway 26 right approach.
I tell you, everyone is on the
Spirit Wing
inbound.
671 exit runway when able. Southwest 2785 Las Vegas Tower. Cleared ILS runway 26 right approach. Altimeter 29.9er 0 wind 179er at 10.
Yeah, maybe one of those things where I have to turn off AI traffic because they may be messing with me here.
Cleared ILS runway 26 right approach Southwest 2785.
But here we go.
Spirit Wing 671 turn next taxiway.
200. 100.
All right, here we go.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And not bad. Drifted to the left just a bit, but we are finally down on our third go around. All right, auto brakes off. Let's turn on our lights here so we can see where we're going. And I believe this will be us.
Saka 1 heavy turn, next taxiway.
Yeah, we're like right here, guy. We can make it.
Saka 1
All
heavy
right.
contact ground on 127.9er. American
So we'll
2
clear the
641
runway here.
cleared for takeoff runway 26 right.
Especially since a plane is clear for takeoff.
127.9er, Saka 1 heavy.
All right, we'll park her up here. Get that
Southwest
APU
2785,
turned on.
Cleared to land runway 26 right. Wind
I tell you, they're
180
pushing
at
10 over here. Clear for takeoff, cleared to land, all that good stuff.
Cleared for takeoff runway 26 right, American 264.
All right, ground on 127.9. And let's get to the gate.
Ground Saka 1 heavy taxi to the gate.
Saka 1 heavy taxi to gate 53 using taxiway Alpha 5 Bravo Bravo 4 Charlie.
Taxiing to gate 53.
Yeah,
via
we're not gonna
taxiway
make
Alpha
that
5 Bravo
turn.
Bravo
Let's,
4 Charlie Saka 1 heavy.
Let's join this taxiway over here. And we'll go ahead and get to the gate. And I'll see you over there at gate 53. They got some aircraft taken off. That is crazy. I think one was on 26 left, the other was on 26 right, and then we got a couple more inbound as it is. Pretty cool stuff. And one of the worst things about this big honking plane is you can't really see over the nose, and the ground crew kind of like disappear. So the person who's going to be waving us in, we're really not going to be able to see once they get under our nose. We might have to go to an external camera just to get it lined up and get it correct. But there is our push carts. And I do not see our ground crew trying to wave us in. But I do see the line, thankfully. All right, we're all set. APU has been turned on. And external power is available, so that's all good. Let's go ahead and shut down these engines. And that's going to be the end of the flight, an hour and 41 minutes with a day landing. So not too awful bad. We'll go ahead and get the ground crew out of here and close out the video. All right, everyone, we're going to end this video pretty much as we started here just outside the plane and looking in which direction do we want to look here. Looking that way is the beautiful Las Vegas Strip with the Luxor right there, the Stratosphere right down on that end, and a pretty interesting flight as far as conditions were concerned, and unfortunately having to deal with those AI planes taking off, the real world planes. They didn't know what we were trying to do, but no worries. But that will do it for me and this episode of Microsoft Flight Sim, everyone. If you want to see more flying, let me know in the comments. Let me know what city you'd like to see and maybe even what plane you want me to fly. But that will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.